Welcome into the Ken's 5 studios. Bill Taylor, it's Ken's 5 After Dark. What I thought of on this Friday night heading into Labor Day weekend, how about something a little more special? We're going to definitely cover the Labor Day weekend forecast. It is important and we will get to it. But I'm so excited about a recent addition to the Ken's 5 studios. And this is an accomplishment we didn't know coming. This came from our Department of Marketing. Starts at the top, the great Don Smith. I worked with Don Smith, quick story, in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He was on a floor crew like this one here, running camera. I was doing weekend weather. That's when I first met Don Smith, and that was like in 1992, 93. And then we meet up here. He's in the promotions department. And then he went on to Big Better Things, and he came back. Now he's our director of marketing. His team put together the Ken's 5 Museum. Get ready. Get the popcorn popped. Get a good soft drink or an adult drink if you so want to indulge. Watch my coffee. Greg Matthews on camera tonight. Thank you so much, Greg, to make this possible. But this is going to be a journey down Ken's 5's memory lane. Okay? We have now been blessed with the Ken's 5 Museum, and it really starts right here. The first, and I'm glad we're starting this way, Craig. You know, we thought about going in from the other door, but this truly is the first tile. The station went on the air February 15th, 1950. And the amazing part about that is Dan Cook was doing sports. Isn't that something? All right, here we are with Bill's Elves, okay? Deborah, the late great Fred Lozano, rest in peace, my brother, one of the finest journalists this building has ever employed. Barry Brickman, you'll remember. I'm going to have to put on my glasses. There's going to be some people I don't know, and some of you might know. So we would love your comments if you know who some of these people are, and I don't. Remember Jeff Goldblatt? Look at Gary Cooper, Anita, getting some Emmy Awards with the great John Rigby, who's retired. And he really retired well. He went to Colorado and like lives in the woods. I mean, he's like off the grid completely. He did it right. So here's an old shot of Fred, the great Sharon Coe. I miss her so much. She just recently moved on. Jared Silverman, miss him a bunch too. And of course, look at Marvin Hurst. That was like back when he first got here. I'm not sure what this means. Do you?
Oh yeah, those were the original call letters before the Ken's letters. Bill.
Were they? We had different call letters?
Yeah.
Because I know Ken's stands for Express News Station, because you'll see the building that was the building that the newspaper owned, because they first owned us, and that's why we went with Ken's. K, everything west of the Mississippi River usually begins with a K. There are exceptions like WOAI or WFAA Dallas, but generally, K's are west, W's are east of the Mississippi River being the dividing point. Now, this weatherman, I have no idea who this is, but this is a Ken's 5 weatherman. Okay? See, these are some, look at that old Channel 5, there's the Ken's. Okay, this is a great shot. The late, great Bob McGann, a legend here at Ken's 5. Rest in peace, Bob. Our current general manager, Tom Curry, a former news director, Kurt Davis, who's now at CBS in New York. Now, this was all of them given the okay. Look at Fred's hair with those, I call that the headphone hair. Look, Deborah, there's the great Dan Cook, Albert Flores, Chris Maru, late great Gary DeLon, who just recently passed away about, well, it was only about a year ago. There's John Rigby. This was COVID. This was fantastic when our manager said, including the man on camera right now, Greg Matthews, swing by the station and get this care package for Christmas, including this mug. You're on mute. This was the great 2020 Christmas gift package. That was a great idea, guys. That really was a great idea. And we all pulled up. That was Dan's headshot. Look at Deborah. That is fantastic. I know that's Frank Guerra. I don't know who this is. Frank Guerra was here as a producer, I believe it was, and went on to create one of the most successful PR and advertising agencies in San Antonio. But I'm not sure where this picture's taken. That's definitely not San Antonio. Okay, there's a story here. Look at this. Jeff Brady, Deborah Knapp, and Bill Taylor.
Some guy.
And some guy in tights. Because that's what you're missing in this shot. That was for the Strawberry Festival promotion. Good stuff. Now look, see, I don't know any one of these three folks. Or this guy. Look at this set with Yogi Bear. Oh my God, that had to be from
Is that part of Captain Gus?
Captain Gus show. But you'll see a shot of Captain Gus, and he's in black and white. So that's what. Okay, there's Sarah Lucero, who's retired. Miss her. There's Monica Nino, our assistant news director. Sarah Fragani and Marvin Hurst. Okay, I have no idea. They're at the tower, though. I have no idea. These are like incredibly. Now, Cheryl Mendez just retired. Love her. She was here a long time. 30 plus, right, Greg?
I think
it was
that's
30
right.
plus.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at the old green logo. Smitty, our chief photographer, Mike Humphreys. Christina. Missed so many of these people. There's Captain Gus, right there. Now, we missed Kelly Chapman. Where was Kelly? I thought I saw her. Oh, no, it's coming. There it is. It's coming. Okay. I didn't understand. Did Jackie Gleason work here or something? I mean, it was like just a random
he's
shot.
on the wall, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Or they shot this episode at Ken's 5?
I like that we have the Captain Gus button up here, though.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, look at that. 3:30 p.m. on weekdays, the Captain Gus show. See, that's something I would love to bring that back. I would play the role of Captain Gus. Come on, that'd be fun.
Clearly,
Captain Bill, email us now. Email me and I'll forward. btaylor@kens5.com if you want Captain Gus back. Lisa Burkhart. So Lisa did weekend sports when I first got here in 1996. And behind the glasses, here's what she looked like. You'll remember. And she was doing sports, I was doing weather. Barry Brickman, Dan Cook, Gary DeLon, the sports lineup. First in San Antonio with a chopper. In fact, great story. They announced on the PA system, everybody come out front. We've got a new member of the Ken's 5 team we want you to meet. And so the entire building, here's that announcement, goes out front right here, 5400 Fredericksburg. We're on what I call the hill. And across the street is Oak Hills Country Club, aligned with incredible oak trees everywhere. And all of a sudden, here it comes, over that tree line. Here's the newest member of our news team, Chopper 5, and everybody was outside to see it. It was spectacular. I wasn't there. I just know that story. I wish I was. That is spectacular. Bridget Smith and Paul Morellis. Man, I miss Bridget. Look at this shot of Fred and Deborah. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. That's a more recent shot of our control room.
That's a great day.
David Hughes. Great day, because that's Kenya, right?
Yep.
And Ralph. He's at KHOU, our sister station in Houston. There's Gary DeLon. Shawn Michaels, when he was on the Friday Night Football team, coverage with Shawn was on another level. There was one game they actually had to stop the game for a moment because of the pandemonium in the stands when he was in the stands. Very popular professional wrestler that I believe still lives in Lake Charles. What did I say that for? That was weird. San Antonio. I used to live in Lake Charles.
Right.
See, I think it's because I'm tapping into all these memories, and that's a bit of my memory. There's the old set, okay? There's Bob Salter, Chris Maru, Dan Cook. Wow. That's a vintage shot. Roger Luna, look at that. I know Roger was one of our engineers. There's Kelly Chapman, married to Fred Lozano, and they co-anchored the show together. And we have another husband-wife team here now. They just don't anchor together. Phil and Naya on weekends, Isis Romero on weeknights. So we always have an Anaya on the set. Dale Lockett. So Dale was a director of marketing, the great Bob McGann, and that's Nick Simonette, former news director. That's a cool shot. I just don't know. I wish I knew more about it. Look at that old Channel 5 on the Blazer. What? And those cameras, look at that. That is amazing. Big block cameras, look at that. Okay, we were the first with a Doppler radar. We were the only TV station with its own Doppler radar, and it's still up there, but now because of the technology, to get it up to speed with current technology would cost millions, literally, and it just isn't worth it. So it's more of just a nice decoration on top of the building now. Campaign 80, there's election night with Bob Salter coverage. Wow. Now, Bob Salter, if you don't know, we wooed over from KSAT 12. And then the second time that happened was with Isis Romero. Sarah Lucero in the chopper. That's awesome. She was our chopper pilot for a couple years. No, not really. Alan Lansing, since retired. And there's the Don Smith I spoke of, our director of marketing now. And Don, this was, again, when he came through and he was working, Alan was director of marketing. And then Don left here and went on to Orlando, Sacramento. I think there was another city. And then he came back and is now the new Alan Lansing. There I am giving a tour. I can't wait to give tours to kids again. You know, we're still not allowed to do that. I think we're getting closer. I know we're one day closer today. I just can't wait. I love seeing kids' faces. I love showing what we get to do. And it reminds us how special it is. A lot of times we just get bogged down with it being our job and our day-to-day, right? But when we're bringing folks in who have never seen this before and they get to witness a newscast, how we put it together, it is such a blessing. I can't wait till we do that again. Walter Cronkite, and that's the way it was. This was when Joe Reinagle proposed to me. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. It was a surprise. No, actually, I was horseback for a rodeo promo. And somebody said, we had a horse in the studio? We had a horse in the studio. It was really cool. There's Christina, Roma, and Paul. Great day. Look at the now, this was when Bridget was in news, when she first got here, and was doing a segment called Kids, Dogs, and Heroes. I remember that really well. There's a really young Dan Cook. Look at that. Dan Cook, what a career. Interviewed Babe Ruth, coined the phrase, the opera ain't over till the fat lady sings. He was actually talking about the Spurs. Spurs were playing the Bullets. That was back when they were the Bullets, not the Wizards. And it was a series. I don't remember who was up 2-0 or 3-0. And the other team came back and won. And he said on our set, which was downtown at the time, it just goes to show you the opera ain't over till the fat lady sings. The Washington head coach quoted him back up there in D.C. And Dan told me this story in the Ken's 5 bathroom. True story. Because we were washing our hands afterwards. It was at that point, okay? We weren't talking when we were in there, you know. Anyway, we're washing our hands when I asked him, tell me the story. And he says, oh, yeah. He says, then when he quoted me, he said, the opera is not over till the fat lady sings. That's what my good friend Dan Cook says down in San Antonio. And he says, I called him and I said, hey, if you're going to quote me, get it right. Because that was back when ain't wasn't a popular word. Ain't a word. It ain't in the dictionary and all that. Well, Dan set him straight. He said, look, if you're going to quote me right. I said, ain't over till the fat lady sings. And he said, I stand corrected, Dan. I'm sorry. Well, once that was a spoken word in D.C., it rolled into New York, Philly, Boston, all the Northeast markets, and it became what it is today. You can look. Bartlett's Quotations is the book, the encyclopedia of quotations of who said what. Because Yogi Berra gets that a lot of times mistakenly. It was Dan Cook. The opera ain't over till the fat lady sings. All right, this is a great shot. Now, I know, look, this is when I first got here. There's a young Bill Taylor, Joe Reinagle. We came in here within 2 months of each other. But Bob, Wendy Rigby, that's John Rigby I spoke of's wife. They did it right. They're out in the mountains of Colorado. Deborah, of course, Fred, Chris, Cindy Cassiano. So when I first started, we were doing mornings. Maury Vasquez, Lisa Burkhardt, and Dan Cook. Incredible. And this was when John and Smitty actually were married. About 4 or 5 years before the breakup. No, I'm kidding. So John, this is John Rigby, and of course Wendy. Okay, Wendy was our health reporter. John was, operations supervisor. He was the glue for many years, as was Smitty. These two guys together ran this station. They had everything down to a science. It was fantastic. Here's a great shot of Chris and Dan. They've both since retired. Of course, Smitty's retired. This looks like a poker game. What's going on here? Chelsea. So Chelsea Kahn now, she's married, but Chelsea Hernandez, you might remember. Andrew Delgado, wicked talent, that's up in Seattle now doing promotional work for a Seattle TV station. Caitlin hopefully comes back soon. She just had a baby. But Chelsea's now doing We Are Austin. She's co-hosting a show in Austin. Look at David Robinson. What? Look at the Admiral. What is he, 15? Not literally, but he looks so young in that picture with Lisa Burkhardt. That's an amazing shot of David. Wow, I love David Robinson. Here we are at I think this was Cattle Barons, Barry Davis, Jeff Brady, Sarah Lucero. We were cowboyed up. There's the snow. I wonder if this was 2020 or it was, yeah, I think it was, to have it down, that much on the ground during the day, right?
It's got the new sign on the building, so I think so.
Good point, Greg.
Yeah.
There's Scott Pelley. I really miss Scott Pelley on the set. I'll be honest with you. I really think we should have kept him on the news set. I like Scott Pelley. San Antonio born, Texas raised. All right, this is probably one of the most famous pictures that we've shown you. Okay? This was Gary DeLon, and Smitty, Ron Smith, right here, was on camera. This was in the late 70s when a guy swings open his door of an RV and opens fire. Mass shooting at the Battle of Flowers parade. Gary DeLon live on the air with live coverage while it was happening. Gunshots were being fired, and he's hiding behind car doors. He's, come on, Smitty, we'll go over here. The most dramatic television footage you'll ever see. I mean, it was phenomenal. And Smitty was on camera, this guy, and Gary DeLon live on the air. Amazing. There's the Doppler I was talking about, and there's a phone bank we were doing for Bill Zell's. Wow, isn't that cool? On June 12th, Ken's 5 became the first station in San Antonio to broadcast in HD. Yeah, we were the first in a lot of ways. A lot of ways. All right, let's go do some weather for Labor Day. I hope you enjoyed our tour. I consider myself the docent of the Ken's 5 Newseum. But there's our Newseum. I'm very excited about it. Well, hello. How are you? You know, and I think it's part of the brainchild of this came really from Jack Acosta. When you look down our halls, all these pictures are just random. There's Jeff Johnsey, love this man, one of the hardest working guys in the building. Does a phenomenal job. This was during the pandemic. Look, I'm still holding this mug, having coffee. We were sleeping here. This is when I woke up here, my New York Giants pajama pants. Oh yeah, we lived here that entire week. Could not even get to the hotel rooms that we had, less than a mile away because of the ice. But yeah, all these shots. What was so cool about this is when Jack put this together, it was completely, unknown that we'd be heading into a pandemic. And so I was one of just a few people that was allowed to come to the building during the pandemic. These pictures became our therapy because we were walking around, no one's here. I mean, it felt like I Am Legend, and it was just like, Iris is here. Good to see you. Hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
One of our fine photojournalists here at Ken's 5. So what these, this is when I climbed, look at this. This is when I rappelled down the side of the Marriott Hotel. Joe Reinagel and I, the great Jason Eggleston, who's out shooting Friday Night Football as we speak. Phenomenal guy, love him. Joe's of course retired now, but this is what we literally went down the side of the Marriott downtown. It was for Boysville, I think was the promotion, or the beneficiary. This is our Ken's 5 employee wall. Look, some of which you see on the air, like Alana Sarabi. Account executive, the great Alicia Nieves. Of course, you get to see her. Fred Fashion, I have, and more. And Danielle Ojeda, great day. The great Liz Costa. Can I tell you about Liz? Liz came on board as her move right all the way up to now executive producer. Great day to say. I love Liz. I'm so proud of her. That is such a great story. Just to watch all these kids grow up. Mike Vela, same thing. Mike's a great marketing producer now. He started on the floor crew, running the camera for us in the studio. There's Aaron Sturzenbach. Look at Hector. This is kind of frightening. Did we do a background check on him yet? I don't know. That he looks into your soul if you look at that picture. All right, let's head into the newsroom now. Greg, transition from this live Newseum tour. Oh, look at this, the sports department, guys.
What up?
Casey, Nate.
No,
Oh, hey.
There you are. How are you?
I'm great.
What's happening?
I'm going to go get my tambourine.
Oh, all right. April on tambourine tonight. April, our executive producer on weekends.
Close enough.
And then, of course, okay, executive producer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, there you go. And
I'll take
but
it.
tonight, you're in on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay, just helping out.
I am just helping out.
Julie and David are here, ready to go, and I'm gonna get into the saddle and talk some weather. All right, because we've got a lot of weather going on. when it comes to the Labor Day weekend forecast. So I'm going to get this open now and look at our Facebook so that I can see some questions about the weather. But I hope you enjoyed our little tour. It was really exciting. It was really fun to do that. This week, when did we put that up, Greg? Like Wednesday? And it was a total surprise. I did not know it was coming. I did not know it was coming at all. And we're live here. We transitioned. Beautiful. Now we're on this camera. Greg Matthews, everybody. Give him a round of applause. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate you. Now I got to find that live. Let's see. There it is. All right. We moved to San Antonio summer of '68. Gene Tuck, Judd Ashmore, Dan Cook. You know, Doug, here's the incredible part about that. I'm good friends with his niece. He's like 98 and in Bandera. I just had a phone conversation with him like 2 weeks ago, and I'm not even kidding. He still has his wits about him. Phenomenal guy. Judd Ashmore. He used to do weather. Thanks, Vanessa. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, Samantha. There's John. Shout out for Carter and Charlie Moe. We're watching the tour. The Moes. Come on, guys. Awesome. The 023 is in the house. I missed it. Wasn't he great? Gail, that team was phenomenal. I heard some of the funniest things, half of which I cannot say right now. They said on the air. I can't say it on Facebook right now. In fact, I can't say some of the things they said in this building without getting in trouble. And they were saying it on TV. I mean, it was a different era, a much different era. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's happening tonight. Some pretty good rain coming down northern Valverde County. So Valverde County is where Del Rio is. Look at the northern side of that county up to Sonora. Some very heavy rain with flood advisories already in effect. Another smaller flood advisory for a smaller piece of real estate, western Kerr County. That's going to be near Mountain Home, and it extends up into Gillespie County. These are aerial flood advisories. These are not flood warnings, okay? So what that means is that it's kind of the lowest on the scale of flood advisories and flood warnings and flooding in general. But until 11:30, an advisory for some localized flooding. That's going to be Highway 41, maybe parts of Highway 83. And I'll tell you, while we're talking about this region, you know, they had a lot of rain early this week to the point where you see that just this rain tonight and flood advisories have already been issued. Well, a lot of campgrounds have been affected. So make sure you call ahead and make sure that they're open if you're planning on a Labor Day weekend camp. Hola, Henry. Happy Friday, Rachel. David remembers Captain Gus. Don't you think we should bring it back? What if I hosted like the new Captain Gus? Captain Bill 2.0. I don't know. I think it'd be fun. All right. So the radar, not too active tonight in San Antonio, but that is expected to change. And let me show you why. First things first, precipitable water. We've got a lot of it. There's plenty of moisture to work with. But I want to point something out here, that when we roll this forward, we've got ample moisture in our atmosphere across most of South Central Texas, Southeast Texas, through Saturday evening, okay? Then watch what happens. The precipitable water drops because the front comes in. So now, I'm not saying this is going to be a cold air front. Don't misunderstand. It's definitely going to bring in some drier air, as you can see right here. So the atmosphere is going to dry a bit, and the positioning of this precipitable water is key to where the heaviest rain is going to fall. Because see, here's Sunday afternoon, and it's already kind of I-10 corridor and drifting farther south. So as we get into early Monday, look what happens. Here we are Labor Day, and we've now really backed off the moisture content of our atmosphere in the city and metro, but it's still abundant to our south and the Texas coast. That's why once we get late Sunday, Monday, the rain's going to really shift south. And so I really believe the best coverage of rain, and the models are kind of lining up this way, at least they were earlier. I haven't looked at them tonight, but we're going to look at them together, is that we'll see the best rain here Saturday and Saturday evening, and then we'll see a lot of the best rain south of the city Sunday, Monday. And that's one of the key factors right there. All right, so now let's take a look at the first model, because we're going to take a look at a couple of them tonight. I like to get the second opinion. So this is the IBM, which is already a little off because it's not showing any of the hill country rain right now. That's a shame. And it's showing rain in Bernie, New Braunfels, which is not happening at all. It's completely dry. So, excuse me, see, once I drink the coffee, there it is. The yawns begin. It's really a weird little anomaly. All right, so now let's step this forward. This rain does not exist in San Antonio, so that's why this is not initializing well, is what we like to say, okay? Which means stepping forward, your confidence goes down just a little bit on whether or not this will happen. But let's take a look anyway, and then we'll take a look at the HRRR. So here, 4:30 in the morning, and some good hill country rain. So see, that's kind of what's happening now. They're just a little late, right? Then, once the sun's up and we're into the 9, 10 to 11 a.m. hours, the coast, look at the coast. In case you're heading down for Labor Day weekend, looks like a good coverage of rain by mid-morning tomorrow. Still dry in the city. Notice that? Cloudy, warm. But look at the rain, top of your screen, that's developing along the front as that's dropping south. Now it's interacting with more and more moisture. We're getting a little convergence off the sea breeze in the front, and we should start seeing some very heavy rain in the San Antonio area tomorrow evening. So you can see this is about 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 o'clock. It really gets heavy across San Antonio. 7 to 8, we start seeing the rain push south, and we're done for the night. Now Sunday, and the focus shifts south. And so the models have not backed off of that, with a few showers developing now across the hill country by Sunday night. Now let's take a look at the other model, which is the HRRR. Well, there's several others, but these are the two that we trust the most. And we'll back it all the way up to tonight. Now, doing a little better job. It's got some of that rain over the hill country. But it doesn't have, it has some rain showing up around the city that's not occurring. Same rain early tomorrow morning before the sun is up, but then it looks like it starts a little earlier. It looks like 2 to 3 o'clock, then up to 2:80. Look at that, big rains, and then 6 to 8 p.m., pretty good coverage across the area. So, you know, between the two, because this one's initializing better, I think I go with the HRRR at 10 o'clock. But that's good coverage on Saturday. It looks like the storms could pop a little bit sooner, 2, 3 o'clock, and cover a good piece of real, boy, especially to the south. Look at that. So, either way, have the umbrella within arm's reach all weekend, because it definitely looks like a good rain day event. 3 days of solid rain chances. But again, if you're in San Antonio, first half of tomorrow's dry. We're dry until early afternoon at the earliest. Now the rain totals we're expecting. Notice that it's still to the south, and the reds means 3 to 4, maybe up to 5-inch pockets, especially down along the Rio Grande in deep South Texas. San Antonio and the metro running anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to about 2 inches on the south side. Okay, so some really good rain. This is, again, 7 days, and as you'll see in a moment, we've got 7 days of rain chances. I mean, it's not letting up whatsoever. Oh, what did let up before the 7-day? Good news today from our friend Shannon Siring. She's our pollen expert. The algae report showing molds down. First time all week they haven't been heavy. Medium count today, 810. Fall elm, only light. I mean, both were heavy for several days this week, the beginning of the week for sure, and both have backed off. All right, want to get away? Weekend getaways. Rain chances in every direction every day except for Fredericksburg on Sunday, Austin on Monday. But every other day in every other location has a good chance of seeing some rain this weekend. So yeah, the Texas coast, I'd bring some board games. And it could be, you know, there could be some localized flooding considering how much rain deep South Texas has gotten this month and even in the last couple of weeks. So just keep that in mind. All right, here's how the 7-day unfolds. Downpours are expected tomorrow, mainly in the late afternoon and evening hours, 60%, 89. Then cooler on Sunday, 86. That could be a long shot depending on how much rain drifts up to the north. Again, 80% most of which is going to be south of the city. 60% Monday, most of which will be south of the city, okay? And I think it's southern Bexar County is the cutoff. And it looks like northern Bexar County will be getting half of what southern Bexar County gets. It could be really the city that's the dividing line on the best rain. But look at the chances staying pretty good through Tuesday, and then some isolated showers will be possible Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. Victoria looks really wet, John. Yeah, it looks like good rains. Could be another couple of inches of rain for sure by Monday. Okay, so just be safe. Could be some localized flooding for you guys. Philip, 3 days of rain. Shake it, baby. Come on. Make your shoulders go to work. Come on, come on. Oh, Texas Grounds Coffee. I did the come and get it, or come and take it. Come and get it. Come and take it. Brew Thursday morning. Fantastic. Congratulations on your second location, Texas Grounds Coffee. Hey, do what you can to support local business. It's the backbone of the local economy. And Philip, congratulations to you and Jen. They've got their second location, Texas Grounds Helotes, is in Old Town, right by Floors, but now it's also by the Walmart near O'Connor High School, and there's a drive-through. Has the rain taken a good chunk out of the drought? It has, Alan. I'm glad you said that. Let's show you that real quick, and then we'll get back to the 7-day. I want to give you a compare-contrast on the drought. I'm going to show you first what it looked like August 2nd. Beginning of this month, look at the size of exceptional drought. And keep in mind that it grew farther to the south, and then it eventually covered all of San Antonio. Well, now take a look at what happens after a lot of this rain. This was not today, yesterday. Okay, we made this graphic. Look at how much has shrunk on exceptional drought, but it does still include all of Bexar County, Comal, Guadalupe, half of Gonzales, all of Kendall, all of Gillespie, half of Kerr, half of Bandera, good third of Medina County where Hondo is. I mean, there's still a lot of exceptional drought, especially that 281 corridor, but look at the dramatic improvement to the south. I mean, in yellow, bottom of your screen, Cotulla, Tilden, over even to George West, Beeville, that is dry. That's not even drought. That's just abnormally dry. They're out of drought now down there. Then you get into that light brown, khaki color is going to be moderate drought, then severe. But you can still see a lot of extreme and exceptional, but it's a dramatic improvement in just a couple of weeks. So, great question. Thank you, Alan. How about San Marcos River from, I'm not sure, Renee, not even sure. But, you know, it's going to be a decent chance of rain for sure, mainly Saturday, less on Sunday and Monday. Because like I said, the focal point on this rain come Sunday and Labor Day is shifting south. It really looks like, I mean, that has been the trend for the last couple of days, and everything looks to stay the same, you know, unless there was a dramatic change tomorrow, and I don't expect that. We should see that. That's the way it's going to unfold. Best chance of rain for everybody really tomorrow. But the probability of rain goes up on Sunday, okay? Just keep in mind that it's, when you look at these percentages, that's probability, not coverage area, okay? That's going to wrap it up on this awesome Friday night. It's Labor Day weekend. I hope you have a safe, enjoyable weekend with you and yours. God bless y'all. No, I don't think, no change there, Alan. They're expecting a colder than average winter, which would buck the trend. Farmer's Almanac going against the La Nina forecast. La Nina is a warm and dry winter, and the Almanac is saying it's going to be a cold, I don't know necessarily moist winter, but, or wet, or, you know, snowy. Yeah, Wayland, down to 11%. Nice and cozy. Bad for the river revelers. Oh, are they on the river doing something tomorrow, Diana? That is a shame if it's tomorrow. Because, like I said, I think the best chance for rain in San Antonio is tomorrow and tomorrow night. Let me make sure I don't have any bigger questions. Medina River, still muddy. Poteet, what's up, Colleen? Yeah. Tomorrow evening in Bandera. Looking good. I mean, remember, most of this rain that you see is going to be daytime heat driven. Diurnal showers and downpours, okay? Once we get to nightfall, a lot of this rain dissipates. A lot of it dissipates. All right, that's going to wrap it up. God bless y'all. Have an awesome Labor Day weekend. We'll see you at 10.